Hey, how you doing? Hope you're having a good day. So let's get stuck straight into it. All right, so this is going to be lesson 3, how to use MetaTrader 4 and setting up our charts. So the first thing is that we're just going to go recap, then open up the MetaTrader 4 platform. Okay, the next thing you're going to cover then is opening up our default chart on the MetaTrader 4 platform. So that's basically the way it comes when you open up the platform the very first time, the default chart. We're going to open that up and talk about that. Okay, so then the next thing then is looking at the menu that MetaTrader 4 offers us in our trading chart departments. Okay, so we'll go through all them different areas on that. Okay, and the next thing then is ways to customize our chart with MetaTrader 4, indicators, etc. What they offer us is a lot of great stuff there, to how we can set up our own style charts and the way we'd like to trade the markets. Yeah, okay, so then the last thing then is to save our chart as a template. And then the next thing then is to save a group of charts as a profile. Okay, so in that way then, if you want to have a specific strategy that you like and you want to save them as a template is one thing. The next thing then, as a group of actually charts then, so say maybe you might have 10 or 15 charts that you'd like to save, you can save them as a profile, and then you can save several profile strategies that you can actually just open that profile up and it'll open up all them charts that you want to trade in that specific strategy. Yeah, okay, let's open up our MetaTrader 4 platform. So basically, like the previous video, we saved it down to our taskbar, and then you just come and double left click, and then it will open up our actual MetaTrader 4, being Turnkey Forex. Okay, so here we are. Once you open it and you have saved it like the previous video, then every time you double left click on it, it'll just open up automatically every time. Yeah, okay, so here's our actual layout then on the platform. So our default chart, which is normally you'll always get just 4 default charts actually that comes when you download your MetaTrader 4 for the first time. Yeah, okay, so let's go and maximize our first chart here, being the actual euro dollar. Okay, so let's look at the actual the chart here. Okay, so if we just actually come up here and into our menu here and hit the plus, that will actually zoom in, and so we can see the actual the chart a lot clearer. Yeah, so what we have here at the moment actually is the first one here, which is a bar chart. Okay, and then the next thing here is the actual candlestick, which is what I normally always use and a lot of traders use, is the candlestick formation. Yeah, so this is the actual candle, and then the third one option then is a line formation. Okay, so this is another style of strategy that you can use as in live price with the line strategy for your strategy. Okay, so let's go back to the candles. Yeah, so this is actually the candlesticks here, right? And it's on a 1 hour. So each candle then is a 1 hour formation. Yeah, okay. So that's basically all about to do with the candle. We'll go in a little bit more detail about the candle a bit later on. Okay, so what we have then is, then if you go into insert, you have indicators. So you have all of these different types of indicators, which I'll go on to a little bit further on later on as well. Okay, but we'll just go into the actual chart, right? So this is what I was saying: the bar chart, the candlestick, and then the line chart. So we just covered that, right? So then the time frames then we have is from the 1 minute, the 5 minute, the 15 minute, the 30 minute. We have the 1 hour, 4 hour, the daily, the weekly, and the monthly. These are all the different types of actually candlestick time-wise candlestick formations. Yeah, okay, so what we're going to do here next then is actually look at the actual. We have all these are different types of indicators that you can actually use on your MetaTrader 4. Okay, so we have like a vertical line, a horizontal line, a trend line, and then we have the trend line by angle. Okay, so different types of channels. We have the gains, we have the Fibonacci's, we have the different types of shapes, and then we have arrows and different things that we can use then as we are for setting up certain things or analyzing specific moves in the market that we can use. Okay, so these are all the mostly common things that are used on the actual MetaTrader 4. Okay, so the next thing what we're going to do then is actually we're going to go right click on this here and we're going to go into actual properties, right? But before that, actually what I'm just going to do here is turn off the grid. If we go left click, that'll turn off the actual grid, yeah, okay? So I specifically don't use the grid myself actually, but I find it too busy, so I take it off all the time, yeah? So now we'll just go right click and then we'll go into actual properties, okay? So first of all, it opens up into the actual color schemes here, right? So we can see here, right, we're on the actual the green and the actual black, right? So these are three actual default settings that comes with the actual MetaTrader 4 charts, yeah. So we click the first one, it'll change automatically into this color scheme if you'd like to use it, or we can go back to this one that normally opens up with this one every time on the default setting for the first time, or else we can use this specific color scheme either in the black and white, yeah. Okay, so what we're going to do then is we'll just go back to the one that it came with. We're going to use actually the color here. I'm just going to go with the standard white, yeah, okay. And then the actual font ground basically means all the writing text, which gives you all the price, and then it gives you all the actual dates and so on down here on the bottom, okay. So I'm going to change that to actual black. I'm going to change the actual this just to black as well, the grid, and the actual bar up, I'm going to change that to a dark green, the bar down red, and the actual bulb candle will be green, and then the actual bear candle will have that red as well, okay. And then the line graph, then I'll just go with actually green, and the actual volumes just go with dark green as well, okay. So then once you have it selected, right, you can come into the actual comments section here, okay. This is where you can turn on other things, like, you know, so if you want to show the actual volume, you can have that on. If you want to show object descriptions, you can have that on, but we don't normally use them. Like, so show the actual separation bar. Basically what this is, separation bar, is every individual day it will give you a dotted vertical line, okay. So if we select that now, okay, now if we just click on the OK, it'll change it straight away within just a split second, yeah, okay. So that's our after creating a style of chart. So that normally this is the kind of one that I kind of use mostly myself, like, but you can have several different types of style chart that suits you, like, yeah. So you can play around with that and have a lot of fun with that, yeah. Okay, just on the actual chart itself, just a bare raw chart, we have that now created, yeah. Okay, so if we minimize that down, so we can see here now this we have after changing the actual customizing the actual chart to our liking here, okay. So now if you want to change all of these charts and have them the same, yeah, so what we can do, actually we need to highlight this chart, which is highlight. So every time you click on a chart like this, then it'll highlight it a little darker in the gray, yeah. Okay, so we'll just go back to this here, okay. So now if we go into the section up in the menu here, which is templates here, okay, what we can do then actually is save this chart as a specific thing you want to save it as, yeah. So we'll just go into left click on save templates, okay, and then we'll get a window that will come up, okay, and then we'll just call this, like, say, the raw chart, yeah, okay. So, and then we can just save that, okay. So now at this point then we're after saving the actual chart, okay, and if you come back into here you will see it down here as the raw chart, okay. So what we can do now is we can highlight every chart that we want to save as that, right. So if we highlight this, right click on it, and we'll come back into our actually templates and click on raw chart. So then straight away it'll change that right into that actually template style that you have saved. Yeah. So if we do that with all of the actual charts, they are all going to be saved as the actual raw chart. Okay, so what? So that's basically giving you a quick overall how to do that, and it it can be done very fast. Then once you know exactly what you want for a chart template to be, and then you can transfer into any chart that you want. Okay, so now the next thing then we're going to cover is basically how to save these as a group. Yeah. Okay, so if we go down here to default and go left click, okay, so you come up here and as you go next profile, basically, which means basically it will move down to any of these profiles that have been on your actual menu. Okay, so I've actually created this one here myself actually, but normally it comes with the default, the British pound, euro, market overview, and the Swiss franc. These are the ones that come with the actual platform default. Okay, so what we're going to do then is we're going to create a new one here. So we come up here and we go save profile. So we just call this the actual raw charts, right? Okay, and we'll just save that. Okay, so if we come down and then we say click on the actual default, which is the actual the profile menu. Okay, what happens is basically we're on the default, which comes with the actual normally when you open up the MetaTrader 4 for the very first time, it's always set on the actual and opens up on the default menu, okay, or profile menu. Okay, so I've created this one here myself earlier on, but what we can do actually is that just for this example, like we'll select something different, like say we'll select the actual Swiss franc. Yeah. Okay, so basically this is default, it's set up, and so every time you come down into your menu for your profile, whatever profiles are saved there, it'll open up that profile, whatever amount of charts you have it on that profile page. Yeah. So if we come back down here and go on to our raw charts we created earlier on, then it'll bring us back straight back to that profile page. Okay, so the next thing we're going to cover then is just by say selecting the actual the euro. We'll just maximize that and then just go through the actual time frame. So this is a 1 minute time frame, so obviously being the fastest time frame being the 1 minute. Yeah. Okay, so if we zoom out a few clicks, you can see the actual, it's the euro dollar. Then you can see this has been on a downtrend here, we can see. Okay, so if we just pick the actual, if we come over here, we can see the draw tools here that we can just apply to our charts. Yeah. Okay, so this being a vertical line, if you go basically if you double right left click on it, you can actually move it then. Okay, now if you go right click on it, then you can change the actual colors. You can, whatever color you'd like to have, you can change the styles and click OK, and you have all them functionalities then as well to change things to your style when you're applying these lines and indicators and so on. Okay, so the next thing then is then we just go, this is the 5 minute, 15 minute, and you can see it's giving you a lot more data and more days, and these vertical lines are basically 1 day basically. Yeah. Okay, so from here to here is 1 day of movement. Yeah. Okay, and in that day, from the top to the bottom it moved like 44 pip or 44, and today actually it's after moving 72 pips. Yeah. Okay, so that's in the euro dollar. Yeah. Okay, so we have then for say trend lines. Yeah, we can put this down like so. It's showing us the trend is on the bears for them last few days, and then for the moment then you can see here it's been pretty much just going sideways, which was last Friday in between these resistance and support lines. It was pretty much going sideways. Then today it broke the actual resistance, and we're after shooting up here. Okay, so these are some of the actual basic features that comes with the MetaTrader 4. Okay, so if you double click that, double click this and double click it, and then go right click. You can go delete all sections, yeah, so that'll get rid of all the actual stuff you have under your chart, yeah. Okay, so let's minimize that down again. So then if you wanted to add a few more charts to your platform here, you would just come in here to the market watch, and you just left click, hold this and drop it, and it'll open up here like this. And you do that as many times as you want to add more markets to your watch list, yeah, on your platform here. Okay, so we just click on a few more here like so. Okay, and then what we'll do then is we'll come up here, this feature up here, basically when you click this feature, it'll maximize all the actual charts. Then I should have got rid of this first. Actually, when you click this again, it will space them all out equally on your actual platform. Okay, so what we can do then, as we have saved these charts before, we just go right click on that, come up here to the templates and click on the raw chart, and it'll change all of our charts then for us then to our style that we want, yeah. Okay, so that's that section now. Okay, so and then what you can do then is if you want to resave it as a different profile page, then you can do that then as well. Okay, so the next thing is then that if you just open up by maximizing whatever chart you want like this, you can actually come down to your tabs bar down here, and you can select them all here one by one this way like so, yeah. So you get the full picture like of each chart, each market, yeah, like so. Okay, and if you want to rearrange them, you can actually left click it here, hold that and pull it and just drop it in between two here like so, and then it will transfer to there like that. So then if you click here again, it will rearrange to that formation then. Okay, so we'll just maximize the actual euro dollar again here. Okay, so this here then is the auto stroll, right? So you can actually pull that right as far to the right as you can, and then you'll get the actual maximize of all the candles that will fit into that chart for you. Okay, and so the next thing then is if you hit this here, which is the stroll chart, yeah. Okay, what you do actually is you move the actual auto stroll here. So say for example, if you wanted to look at price in around this area, okay. Now we're on the 30-minute here, you can see, right? But if you wanted to go onto the 5-minute at this specific area, it'll move right into that area for you, yeah. So now you can see right at this area has moved into that here, right down here on the actual chart scroll. Okay, so that's what them two features are used for. Okay, and it's a very powerful tool to analyze some specific point of the market. Okay, so the next thing is, okay, so let's zoom back to our 30 minutes. Yeah, okay, so now if we go into our navigation section here, we have all the indicators here like so. Okay, so our quite popular is the trend, what most people and all people want to know about is the trend indicators, and very powerful trend indicators. Okay, so what we're going to put on is the actual moving average, right? So if we left click it and hold it and then just let it go on the actual chart, it'll open up a window. And so what we have here then is the period 14 simple moving average. MA stands for moving average. Okay, so we have simple, exponential, smooth, and then we have the linear weight, right? So okay, so I particularly use the exponential a lot myself, so let's leave it as this. So let's leave it at the simple at this section here. Okay, so now what we do then is then if you want to have a thick line, small line, you can adjust it all here like so, or if you wanted to have a broken line, you can go like this. Okay, so let's say let's change the color. We'll just go with this and select. Okay, so now it formed the actual trend line, the 14 simple moving average. Okay, so basically what that means is then every 14 bars is calculating the move, and it calculates the move then as bars move forward in time. Yeah, okay. So that's what that is. So now if you go on here, we've got right click. So if you right click on the chart, this will open up, but you need to click it right on the actual moving average itself. Yeah. So now if we go left click, it will open up, and if we wanted to change that, say to a 50 moving average, then you will get the line will change for you. So that's basically 50 candles coming for, or 50 candles moving average, what that basically means. Okay, so let's go on, select another indicator for the chart. Okay, so we go into the oscillators here and we'll select the actual MACD indicator. Okay, so here is the actual parameters here, which the fast is the exponential move in A, which is 12, the slow, which exponential move in A, which is 26, and then the signal line, which is the 9. Yeah, okay, so let's go into the colors. So I'm going to change the actual MACD color to a blue, and then I'm going to just keep the actual rest then as is, and then I'm going to add a actual 0 line. I will just keep that black, and then select OK. Now, so we can see here, then I'll just get rid of the navigator so we get the full of the chart. So okay, so I'm just going to zoom in a bit here, like so. Okay, so now here is our MACD indicator. All right, so we can see here then anything above is going to be a buy, and anything underneath the 0 line is going to be a sell. Okay, so okay guys, so that's it then for this video. All right, and in the next video then I'm going to give away a free strategy. We'll talk about more in detail and so on, and we're going to go over a few more things on the actual indicator sections. We're going to go into actual and we're talking about the new Destiny EA, or otherwise known as Expert Advisor, otherwise known as an EA. So I have an EA which is New Destiny. We'll talk a little bit about that and so on. And basically what we'll do then is I'll give you a free system that basically with the free indicators how to work it, and you'll understand that. And well, actually I'll put on a trade as well so you can see it all happening. Okay, so okay guys, so thanks very much, and don't forget to give the thumbs up and to subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks.